Winter is coming. There was a tweet from HBO yesterday, and there was a post on George R.R. Martin's Not a Blog that has led some to believe that he may be close to finishing The Winds of Winter. You can also interpret it a different way, and we will get into both. It's been 3,566 days since the release of the 5th book in the A Song of Ice and Fire series, A Dance with Dragons. And it's been 698 days since the end of the disastrous Game of Thrones Season 8. Now we're coming up on the 10-year anniversary of the premiere of Game of Thrones. The opening episode was called Winter is Coming, and that's probably what led them to put out that ill-advised tweet yesterday, which got the responses that, well, let's just say most of the responses subverted HBO's expectations. Andy, imagine building a villain for like 8 years and completely deleting it in a second by a screaming teenager with a knife. Dat Boy Delaney, the problem wasn't that Arya killed him. Actually, it was. Dan and Dave admitted they did it only to subvert expectations. Remember, there is no Night King in the books, and if there's going to be a Night King, it might be Jon Snow. They gave Zack Snyder $70-something million to fix Justice League, fix Season 8. You could probably do it in 3 episodes. Oh, no. Frost, Winter was coming for 7 effing years and then disappeared in 15 minutes. Nobody effing cares anymore. If you can give Zack Snyder $100 million, I believe it was 70, for Justice League, you could remake Season 8. Listen, they're never going to remake Season 8 because it would require much more than that, possibly 6, 7, and 8. But if they were to even consider it, I don't think I'm going out on a limb by saying it would be much bigger than the Snyder Cut movement. Some blue checkmark says if HBO wants me to watch a Game of Thrones spin-off, I want a personal apology for Season 8. 12-point font, double-spaced, no funny business on the margins. And because there's responses like this, imagine building a villain for 8 years. Yeah, Daenerys did that. You somehow completely missed all the signs, LOL. All of those people defending Season 8. Wish I lacked critical thinking skills. Y'all seem so happy. Saberspark, never before have I seen a series nosedive so hard and be abandoned by its fans and viewers. I'm currently rewatching the show. Why? And it physically hurts to know how unrewarding the finale is. If you all can revive this franchise, it would be a miracle, and he is not wrong. Now, HBO Max isn't doing that bad right now, and that's probably because of AT&T, but Warner Media has been a disaster. Just ask the Snyder Cut fans, and they keep making dumb decision after dumb decision, and they think they actually can revive this franchise. And I'll say again, there is one singular way you can do it, which we will get into. Imagine how successful HBO Max would be if Game of Thrones had ended in a satisfying way. Well, the reason it didn't end in a satisfying way is because Dan and Dave abandoned a lot of storylines and a lot of characters that they either never introduced or killed off too early. Abandoned storylines like the most interesting one from the last 2 books, The Grand Northern Conspiracy, featuring Wyman Manderley and Robert Glover, who are conspiring with the Onion Knight, Sir Davos Seaworth, to get Rick and Stark back from the island of Skagos, where there's unicorns and cannibals. Then there's a separate conspiracy that involves Lady Stoneheart, who is currently leading the Brotherhood Without Banners, Brendan Blackfish, Emir Tully, and Gulbert Glover, who all witnessed Robb Stark's will, who wanted to legitimize Jon Snow as Then there's the conspiracy and murder mystery at Winterfell, where the Boltons and the Freys are snowed in with a lot of northern houses who might not like them very much. And this conspiracy includes King Stannis the Manus, a very much alive Mance Rayder, and 6 spear wives, among others. And it all centers around Reek, the ghost in Winterfell, Theon Greyjoy. And this could all lead to multiple paybacks for the Red Wedding or none, because it's A Song of Ice and Fire. And that's just in the north. Then there's all the abandoned characters. The aforementioned Lady Stoneheart, Victarion Greyjoy, Aeron Greyjoy, Val, Wex, Darkstar, Gerald Dane, Elorus the Sphinx, who is a Sand Snake, Arwen the Mage, Fake Aegon, or Fagon, or maybe he's not really a fake Aegon. Strong Belwas, Quentin Martell, Fargo Hope, Patchface, Garland, Willis, and Leo Terrell, John Connington, Justin Massey, Macaro. I could go on, and all of this was abandoned so Dan and Dave could go get fired from a Star Wars movie, and HBO wants to revive this franchise. Now, I have no doubt that the show ended the way the books are going to end. The reason I don't doubt that is because George has said it.
I don't think Dan and Dave's ending is going to be that different from my ending because of the conversations we did have. But they may be on certain secondary characters that make big differences.
So Jon is going to stab Dany, Bran is going to be the king, and Sansa is going to be the Queen of the North. And it all might make sense. It just depends on how you get there. But if the books do not come out and the only ending that everyone has in their head is Game of Thrones Season 8, then these shows are doomed. Now, to make things either better or worse, and to me it sounds much worse, we had a blog post from George on his Not a Blog the day prior to this tweet. I know successful artists don't just want to be known for one thing, but there's a lot of up-and-coming artists who would love to have the problems George has right now. Not a Blogging, April 13th, 2021, way back when on LiveJournal, when I started this column or journal or whatever it is, I called it my Not a Blog because I could see that regular blogging was a lot of work, and I didn't think I had the time to devote to it, but somehow you found the time, George. I was late on a book even then, though I do not recall which one. Well, probably because you were late on this. I figured I would just make posts from time to time when I had an important announcement. Then the mood struck me, whatever. Somehow, though, over the decades, the Not a Blog became a blog. And what I had intended as an occasional pleasure and a way to stay in touch with my readers has become a blog. Ironically, at the same time as everyone was abandoning their blogs for Facebook and Twitter, complete with a sense of obligation. And when a lot of stuff happens very fast, I fall further and further behind. I am hugely behind right now, and the prospect of trying to catch up is feeling increasingly oppressive. Then he goes on to talk about his 5-year deal with HBO Max to develop 5 Game of Thrones prequels. Now, I might be wrong here, but there is this little word in the English language that you can use to help alleviate pressure. That word is no. There's the Queen Nymeria project, which of course they led with this, which is about a queen who led her people to Dorne after their lands were conquered by the Valyrian Freehold. There's the Sea Snake, who is Corlys Velaryon. No, it's not a porn. Then there's a show about Flea Bottom. Who in the hell is going to watch a show about the slums of King's Landing? Then there's a Duncan Egg project, which is another show based on an unfinished book series. Then there's an animated series. My life has become one of extremes these past few months. Some days I do not know whether to laugh or cry. Well, George, a lot of us have had a rough year, but not all of us have a story that we could finish that could make us millions and make millions of people happy. So you know how you revive this franchise? By finishing the books, George. It's all in your power. You just have to say no once in a while. Maybe say no to the choo-choo train, or no to that next blog about the Jets, or no to the next Wildcards book. Now, there's a couple of things in this blog that led to some speculation that the Winds of Winter may be close to being finished. One of those things you may have seen. I didn't catch it the first time. And the second was this. There's lots more going on as well. Meow Wolf stuff. And if you haven't seen Meow Wolf, it's in Las Vegas, but the main one is in Santa Fe. It's pretty spectacular. It's like an adult Disneyland on acid. Railroad stuff. Beastly Books has reopened, but the JCC is still shuttered. That's his theaters. There's some Jets thing I don't care about. I am going to be leaving my cabin in a couple of months. I am close to delivering, wait for it, Pairing Up, a brand new Wildcards book. I will tell you about some of this, I guess, but not today. Current mood, tired. Now, the other thing was an image that he put in the blog. It's a little blurry. I missed it when I read it on a live stream, but it says winter is coming. That could be in conjunction with the HBO marathon, but I doubt it since he didn't mention it once. In the
the
blog,
first
he
one
did say he's leaving his cabin that he's been in for a year. In a couple of months, he did sign that big deal
Thank you for
with
watching.
HBO
I'll try
that's
to do
leading
some more.
some to believe,
Peace.
the glass half full people, that the Winds of Winter may be close to being